Hi Year 6, welcome to Wednesday's maths lesson. Today we are continuing looking at time, but we're taking it one step further, and today we're going to be looking at timetables. Before we go into the main part of our lesson though, we have got our 6 arithmetic questions. So pause the video now and have a go. Okie dokes then. Question 1, we have got 3 cubed add 2. Just going to get my pen so I can draw on the screen there. So 3 cubed means 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, times that by 3 gives me 27. So then I've got 27, add 2, which gives me the answer, 29. Question 2, a fraction times a fraction, we multiply the numerators, then we multiply the denominators. So 3 times 3 gives me a numerator of 9, 4 times 6 gives me a numerator of 24. Question 3, it is just a column subtraction. It's just got the equals at the beginning of our number sentence. So the answer we were looking for today was 6,978. Question 4, we've got 6 take away 11. Okay, remember with this kind of question it might help for you to visualize it on a number line. So here if I have my number 6, that's a positive 6, my 0 would come here and I'm taking away 11. So first of all I would ask myself, how many do I take away to get to 0? Well, I take away 6, but altogether I want to take away 11, so I need to take away then another 5. So 5 less than 0 is going to be minus 5. So my answer, minus 5 for that question. Question 5, 1.7 times 8. The key to this was setting it out correctly. If you do 1.7 times by 8, it's a short multiplication and you just need to remember your decimal point drops right down into your answer. The answer to that one was 13.6. Question 6, 63% of 750. First of all, you need to find 1%. Okay, 100% is 750. So to find 1%, you divide by 100. Divide by 100, move the digits 2 places to the right. So doing that, 1% of 750 is 7.5. And then I had to do 7.5 times by 63, which gave me the answer 472.5. Okay, I'm hoping lots of you might be getting 6 out of 6 on this today. Stretch questions, if you attempted those then. Question 1, the answer was 166,140. And question 2, the answer we're looking for was 58. Okay, on to our daily times table practice then. You know the drill, give yourself 1 minute and have a go at the times tables on the screen. Okay, over into the main part of our lesson then. As I said at the beginning of the video, today we're going to be looking at timetables and reading timetables. Now, part of reading timetables is going to be to work out how many minutes it is to the next hour. And that is a bit of a skill that we need to make sure that we've got sorted before we move on to looking at some timetables. So first of all then, I've got some questions here that says how many minutes until the next hour? So if the time is 4:55 p.m. and I want to know how many minutes it is till the next hour, then I need to work out what needs to be added to my minutes to make 60. And the reason for that is because there's 60 minutes in an hour, isn't there? So I've got 55 minutes. What do I need to add to make it 60? I need to add 5. So it's 5 minutes until the next hour. Okay. The next example, it's 3:15 a.m. My minutes then is 15. I've got to ask myself that same question. What needs to be added to the minutes to make 60? This time around, well, it's 45 that needs to be added. 45 more makes 60, which makes it the next hour. If you're not sure, you can always do 60, take away whatever the minutes is. And that will give you the same answer. 0 take away 5, you can't do it. So I exchange, 10 take away 5 is 5, 5 take away 1 is 45. Okay, so if you're not sure on your number bonds to 60, you can always use subtraction to help you. Okay then, I've got 3 of those similar kind of questions for you to have a go at yourself. So you're just working out how many minutes until the next hour. Pause the video now and have a go at those. Okie dokes. Number 1 then, we were looking, it was 40 minutes until the next hour. Number 2 was 15 minutes until the next hour. And number 3 was 55 minutes until the next hour. Okay, what we're going to look at now then is sometimes the question doesn't ask us how many minutes until the next hour, it asks us how many minutes until a certain time. So for these questions, we're just thinking about the time 2:30 p.m. Now, to do this, I follow the same step as I just did a moment ago, but then I've got another step. So first of all, I ask myself how many minutes are needed to make it to the next hour. And then if I'm counting the minutes to a certain time, which in these questions I'm counting the minutes till 2:30, I need to add the minutes on. So for each of these, I'm going to need to add the minutes on for that time, which is 30. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean by that. So 1:50 p.m, and I want to know how many minutes it is till 2:30 p.m. First of all, I do like I did over here. I need to work out how many minutes to make it up to the 60. Well, it's 10, isn't it? So if I add 10, that's going to take me to 2 p.m. Then I need to add this 30 minutes on here as well, because I don't want the time to be 2 p.m. I want it to be 2:30. So I take my 10 minutes that I need to make it to 2 o'clock, and then I add my 30 minutes that I need to make it to 2:30, which gives me a total of 40 minutes. So if the time is 1:50 p.m, it's 40 minutes until 2:30 p.m. Okay, I'll do one more example and then I've got 3 questions for you to try yourself. Okay, so if the time is 1:20 p.m, it's 40 minutes until 2 o'clock, isn't it? Because 20 add 40 would give me 60. But then to make it 2:30, I've got to add that 30 minutes on again. So I've got 40, add 30. So how many minutes between 1:20 p.m. and 2:30 p.m? It's 70 minutes. Okay, I've got 3 questions for you to have a go at then. Question 1 and 2 are fairly straightforward. Question 3 is quite tricky. So how many minutes until 2:30 p.m? Okay, hopefully you've had a chance to have a go at these then. For number 1, first of all, how many minutes until 2 p.m? Well, it's 5 plus my 30 means it's 35 minutes until 2:30. 1:15 p.m, it's going to be 45 minutes to make it up to the next hour, plus the 30 minutes, which means it's 75 minutes until 2:30. Alright, question 3, the one that was in bold and really quite tricky, is because we had a couple of hours in there as well. So first of all, how many minutes to make it to the next hour? That would be 40, and that would take me till 12 p.m. Then I'm going to need another hour, so another 60 minutes to take me till 1 p.m. and another 60 minutes to take me till 2 p.m. and then I need to add that 30 minutes on as well to take me till 2:30. So 40 add 60, add 60, add 30, which gives me 190 minutes. Okay, you might have written your answer as 3 hours, 10 minutes, that would be fine as well. Okay, what we're going to be doing on maths.co.uk then for our problem solving part of our lesson, year 6, is reading timetables. Now, timetables come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, and so the keys to success for timetables are quite vague, but I would say read the question carefully is the most important key to success here. Okay, you've got to look at what the question is asking you to do. Then you've got to look at the timetable, and you'll need to read across and up and down to find the information that you need. And then finally, double check that your answer actually answers the question asked, because this is where children tend to make mistakes here. So I've got a couple of example questions that we'll work through together, and then you've got some questions to have a go at on maths.co.uk. So, question 1. These are the opening times for Black Tower Castle. Okay, so it's a castle, and these are our opening times. Monday, closed. Tuesday to Friday, 11 a.m. till 6:30 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. Sunday, 10:30 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. How many hours is the castle open on Saturdays? Okay, so the question is asking me about Saturdays. It's asking me how many hours the castle is open. It's not asking me what time it's open from until. It's asking how many hours. So I'm going to underline that as well. So I've read the question carefully. Now I need to read across to find the answer. So Saturday, 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. And I need to know how many hours that is. So I'm going to count on. So at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. is 1 hour, 12 p.m. is 2 hours, 1 p.m. 3 hours, 2 p.m. 4 hours, 3 p.m. 5 hours, 4 p.m. 6 hours, 5 p.m. 7 hours, 6 p.m. 8 hours. So I know that the castle is open for 8 hours on Saturdays. Then I've got another question about that same timetable. Alfie arrived at the castle at 5 p.m. on Thursday. How long could he stay before closing time? So I know 5 p.m. on Thursday, and I need to know how long he could stay before closing time. Right, Thursday. Well, Thursday comes between Tuesday and Friday. He arrived at 5 p.m. So he had 1 hour and 30 minutes before closing time. So he arrived at 5 p.m. 1 hour would take him to 6 p.m. and the 30 minutes would take it to 6:30. Okay, we're going to have a look at another timetable question then. Here is the morning timetable for Shen's class. We've got the timetable. What is the total number of hours of English in this timetable? So I'd like you to pause the video now and have a go at this question, and then I'll go through the answer afterwards. Right, hopefully you've got an answer then, Year 6. This is what I would do if I was answering it. The question wants to know about English. How many hours of English? Not how many English lessons, but how many hours of English. So I would circle all the times that Shen has English. And then I would work out the hours and add them up. So 9:30 a.m. till 10:30 a.m. That's an hour and a half lesson, isn't it? So I've got 1.5 hours plus 1.5 hours, which gives me 3 hours, plus an hour here, which is 4 hours, plus an hour here, which gives me 5 hours. So hopefully you managed to get that answer. You might have put 4 hours. If you put 4 hours, perhaps it's because we weren't reading the timetable very carefully and spotting that that was an hour and a half. Okay, final question that we're going to have a look at together before you do your maths.co.uk then. Here is part of a bus timetable from Rivendell to Mott Haven. Okay, so all of these names down the side, they are towns that this bus goes through. So a bus leaves Rivendell at 10:02. Its next stop is Kingsbridge at 10:11. Next stop is Fordham, and so on, before finally arriving at Mott Haven at 10:53. Our first question then is, how many minutes does it take the 10:31 bus from Rivendell to reach Mott Haven? Okay, pause the video now and have a go. Okay, the answer we were looking for this question then was 46 minutes. And to do that, we had to do exactly what you were doing in the fluency. You had to ask yourself how many minutes to make it up to the next hour, which was 11 o'clock. So it was 29 minutes to get to the next hour. And then we had to add the 17 minutes on because it was 17 minutes past the hour. So 29, add the 17, it was 46 minutes. Okay, the next question about the same timetable. Mr. Evans is at Fordham at 10:30. What is the earliest time he can reach Tremont? So he's at Fordham at 10:30. So find Fordham, think about the time 10:30. What is the earliest time he can reach Tremont? Pause the video now and have a go at writing your answer. Okay, this is a tricky kind of question then. We've got to think about this practically. Mr. Evans arrives at Fordham at 10:30. Well, there's a bus at 10:28 and there's a bus at 10:38. Now, what children tend to do with this question is they say, well, 10:28 is closer to 10:30 than 10:38 is, so that's the bus that he got. That's not correct. Okay, he didn't arrive until 10:30. So he couldn't possibly have got on the 10:28 bus. Okay, he wasn't there at 10:28. He didn't get there until 2 minutes after that bus had left. So he missed that bus. He didn't get on that bus. He must have got on the 10:38 bus. So therefore then, what time did he arrive at Tremont? He arrived at Tremont at 10:44. Okay, you will come across some questions like this when you do your work on maths.co.uk today. So be really careful with those. Okay, at this point, I'd like you to go to maths.co.uk and have a go at your problem-solving questions. There are 7 questions to do today, so less than normal, but it does take you a little while to read each timetable and really think about the information. If you're going to have a go at the stretch today, brilliant. There is a separate sheet in the folder where you found this lesson. And once you've done that, if you come back to the video and watch the reasoning question, and we will do our plenary. Okay then, Year 6, welcome back. We have a reasoning question today that focuses on that same bus timetable as we looked at in one of our problem-solving questions. Now, Jack says the bus from Rivendell to Mott takes 51 minutes. Explain why Jack's calculation is not strictly true. All right, pause the video now and have a little go, and I'll go through the answer. Right then, to do this question, we need to work out whether Jack is right. There's a bit of a hint. It says he's not right, so let's check. Rivendell to Mott then. It leaves at 10:02 and it gets there at 10:53. So if I count on how many minutes that is, that bus takes 51 minutes. Okay, so that's what Jack says. So at the moment, it's looking like Jack's right. However, my question says he's not right. So let's find out why he's not right. How about the 10:12 bus then? If he takes a 10:12 bus, he arrives at 11:01. So doing what we did with our fluency, how many minutes to the next hour? Well, that's 48, and my 1 is 49. So the 10:02 bus took 51 minutes, but the 10:12 bus took 49 minutes. Let's have a look at the 10:31 bus then. Another 29 minutes to make it to the next hour, plus my 17, so 29 add 17 is 46. Well, the 10:31 bus takes even less time, it takes 46 minutes. And then let's have a look at the 10:48 bus then. So it leaves at 10:48 and arrives at 11:34. So it's 12 minutes to the next hour, plus my 34 minutes, so 12 add 34 is 46. I can see why Jack's not right then. So all Jack's done is worked out how long that first bus takes, but the other buses take less time. So that's why he's not correct. So a detailed reasoning answer then would go into an explanation of that. So let's start off with Jack is not correct. He has worked out how long the 10:02 bus takes. However, the 10:12 bus takes 49 minutes. The 10:31 bus takes 46 minutes, and so does the 10:48 bus. Therefore, Jack is not correct. Okay. There could be a lot of reasons why the buses take different lengths of time. I wonder if you can think of any of them. One example that I can think of is the fact that in the morning, the earlier on in the day, the traffic tends to be worse, which might be why that 10:02 bus takes the longest. And then as it gets towards the middle of the day, when people are mostly at work or at school, the bus can go a bit quicker because there's less cars on the road. Okay, final part of our lesson today, our plenary then. We've got that exact same timetable that we've just been looking at for some of our problem solving and for our reasoning. What I would like you to do for a plenary then is to come up with your own question, just one, to do with that timetable. Okay, so you've done lots of questions on timetables today. Now can you create your own? All right, if you want to post me your question in the chat or share it on the on our class news feed, you can do that and others can try and answer your question. All right then, Year 6, I'll see you tomorrow with a bit of an investigation lesson.